match commentators are Jimmy Greaves and Alan Parry.
Having arrived at Molineux on loan from Liverpool, Mark Walters teams up again with Graham Taylor, the manager who sold him when they were together at Aston Villa and then capped him when Taylor was in charge of the England team. Walters and another former Villa man, Steve Froggatt, will supply the ammunition for strikers Steve Bull, fit again after missing 6 games through injury, and David Kelly, who wins back his place from Paul Stewart, Wolves' other lone player, who was injured scoring in Saturday's win against Tranmere. Southend have taken only 4 out of 18 points in a shaky start to the season. Only 1 win for them so far, but their lineup includes 2 men who've played at the highest level. Striker Jamie Forrester is on loan from Leeds United, and in midfield, a very familiar face, Ronnie Whelan, 15 years a Liverpool player. He's considering an offer to join Southend on a 2-year contract. The referee is Richard POULAIN from Huddersfield. Well, although many people might be thinking that Southend, all in blue here, come as lambs to the slaughter, it should be remembered that they were one of only 3 teams to win at Molineux last season. As Graham Taylor says, any team in this division can cause problems. Good to see Steve Bull back in the Wolves ranks again, injured on the opening day of the season against Reading and returned against Tranmere on Saturday. Bull doing well, despite surrounded by 3 players and on the ground. However, he couldn't keep possession in the end, and this is Ricky Otto, who's a fast and tricky and dangerous winger for Southend, one of their better players for sure. And his cross has earned a corner as Forrester went in to meet it. Wolves got it clear. Whelan with the kick, and it's a good one, and Ricky Otto is the man who met it. And certainly, Jim, I think he's going to be one of the players that could cause Wolves problems tonight.
Well, I think he's one of the players that Southend could certainly sell tomorrow if they wanted to. Certainly got his head there first before Mike Stowell, and you'd say he was a little bit unlucky, really. Not a bad effort at all.
Bull battling to get in ahead of Powell, but he's quite pacey, Chris Powell. And a typically physical Bull challenge, and Wolves get the benefit of the referee's doubt. Good view of young Jamie Smith's possible targets for the throw.
Which they're on there.
Emblem finds a bit of room though, and wins a corner. Keith Dublin got it clear. Settled in well after that early poor debut that he had here against Reading. Has played a couple of excellent games in this new position in front of the back 4. Ferguson with the corner. And he can try again, and that's a better looking ball, and it almost produced a goal, and it did produce a goal. Beautifully finished off by Emblem when it looked as though Southend had survived the worst moment.
Great cross in, really super cross put in. And really, you've got to say that Southend's goalkeeper, Paul Sampson, a bit unlucky there. The Neil Emblem was there, backing up, and that's what all players have got to do in the back of the net. Good start for Wolves.
Venus looking for either Bull or Kelly on the edge of the box. It's Bull who gets it and is dispossessed, and no offside decision. Great roar, it's gone in. What a bizarre goal. However, They all count. Kelly claiming it. It got a massive deflection, and Wolves have scored 2 in 2 minutes. Well, that's as strange a goal as you'll see.
Well, I'm not sure about it. I think it probably was offside, but it was played back by a Southend player, so maybe not. Oh, it was a dodgy one, wasn't it? But they all count. I think Kelly read it to a little bit, to be fair. I think he knew the clearance was going to go that way, and he stuck his boot out. Good anticipation.
Molineux fans chanting, "We are top of the league," because a 2-goal victory for them tonight would indeed put them on top of the First Division.
Yes, and if you look at the replay closely, it's headed back there. I don't think there's any problems here. But the player's in an offside position, but it is actually played back by a Southend player at the time. And that was well read by Kelly. It was well read.
And Wolves are camped out in the visitors' half already. Very good ball by Thompson. Kelly had so much room to take it and fires across the goal. And Bull was close to making it 3-0. But the amount of room the Southend defenders are giving Wolves is incredible.
Well, that's a very good point, Al, because I don't quite know who's supposed to be picking up who. We assume Dublin's picking up Bull, but at the moment nobody's picking up Kelly, and he's just getting so much room, it's embarrassing.
Here goes Froggatt, exploiting those big gaps in the Southend defence. But his enthusiasm got the better of him then. However, he has got the deflection for a corner.
Seen a lot worse buys than him for £1 million. What a good player he is.
And Bull was within inches of making contact. And Southend are all over the place.
They are. Defensively, they don't really know what's happening, and Bull is having a field day here. He might have had 2 or 3 goals already. Actually, Paul Sanson did well there. He put him off, I think.
Bresington beats Kelly to it. Hone finding Whelan. Now Dublin. Whelan. That's a good play by Hunt. And he's got Thompson just ahead of him. Ferguson did well for Wolves there. However, it now comes to Forrester. And if only Southend's approach play could be matched by what they do in and around the penalty area, they'd be really in with a shout of getting back into this game.
Somehow Wolves just look so much stronger than the Southend players. It's almost like a good youth team playing against a bunch of senior pros who are that much tougher and stronger.
Walters with another excellent cross. And still chances. Kelly turns it in. It's a goal. Froggatt makes it 3. And all the goals, if you can call goals ugly, have been just that. But no one at Molineux is complaining.
No, another Walters cross, and isn't he done that well this game? And really, from then on, it's another mix-up. Good laid back by Kelly, though. Easy peasy for Stevie Froggatt. You can see nobody really getting in a tackle at Southend. Outside of the foot, no problem.
Steve Froggatt adds to his opening day winner here against Reading, his 2nd goal as a Wolves player, and the home side are 3 up. Well, Graham Taylor said that so far this season, Wolves have been playing a lot of pretty football without any end product. He certainly can't level that accusation against them tonight. Southend conceded 4 at Stoke on Saturday, and they must be fearing the worst already here tonight. It could be worse than that. Whelan with an excellent ball, though, finds Thompson. If he'd have hit that properly, he must have scored. Stowell did very well, though, to get it out.
That's better. That was a good ball.
Andy Thompson, unlucky, really. To at least give Southend a glimmer of hope before half-time.
Well, it was a fair save, actually, by Mike Stowell. Yeah, it's a good save. You've got to give the goalkeeper his due.
Bresington's clearance, Hunt onto it. But they can't keep possession for long enough. And that's the end of a very satisfying first half for Wolves. Those goals by Neil Emblem, David Kelly and Steve Froggatt, giving them a 3-0 half-time lead, and they're in the mood to add to it in the second half. So Wolves get the second half underway here, and I'm sure Graham Taylor's half-time advice has been to go for the jugular in this second half. They won't want to just sit back on this comfortable 3-goal lead. Goals, of course, so important in the Ensley League. It's goals scored, not goals difference that counts. And Steve Bull will be one of those trying to inflict further punishment on Southend. Powell. Forrester got himself down with his control then. And Dublin didn't realise the ball was right behind him. Corner. Mark Holmes had a clear. Typical Steve Bull, never lets any defender rest.
No, he's onto it like a flash, and in a situation like this tonight where the Southend defence are ball watching, this is right up Stevie's alley, this is.
Flicked away, only as far as Ferguson. Done well there, Hone. And a useful little ball. Thompson. Bit of room now for Ricky Otto. Froggatt's got back to bar his way, and he pulls it dangerously to Jones. That was a poor shot, really, by Keith Jones. Didn't connect at all. Bresington's tackle has left Kelly lying on the ground. The referee didn't see anything wrong with it, though. Ferguson created space for himself intelligently, and that's a great ball forward for Bull. Turn back for Emblem, and now Kelly. And Southend somehow survived for the moment, and again the ball bouncing around as though it were on a pinball machine inside that Southend penalty box.
Well, this could have gone anywhere. Good ball back by Stevie Bull, actually. And then from then on, it was a comedy of errors from both sides, wasn't it? Actually, that was a good toe in from Keithy Jones there. Stopped a cert goal, and then, as you say, ping-pong ball situation.
Helping it on to Whelan. Now Jones. Whacks it clear, headed away then by Bresington, picked up by Ferguson. Now Thompson for Wolves. Froggatt. Thompson again. And Dublin got himself in trouble with Kelly. We nearly had another unusual goal.
Actually, this is the sharpest I've seen David Kelly for quite some time. He's really looking for the ball all the time, and as you say, could have gone in. Embarrassing.
Well, young Jamie Forrester hasn't had much joy against the Wolves defence tonight, and he's now been replaced by Gary Poole, who's actually Southend's record signing. It cost them £350,000 from Plymouth, and he usually plays at right back or on the right of midfield, and it's midfield where he's gone, leaving Ricky Otto into a more central position. They're backed off dangerously there, Wolves, and that was certainly Southend's best moment, as Jonathan Hunt used the space, but the shot was always going too high, I think.
Yes, he used the space well. He cut inside, but he was always leaning back, wasn't he? Going backwards, the ball was always destined to go over the bar.
Now Thompson finding Emblem. And they're stretched here, Southend, and he just ran one man too far, straight into Ronnie Whelan. However, Jones has given it away. Mark Walters, Emblem again, making an intelligent run for him. He tries the shot! What a superb finish! A quality goal from a quality player. Mark Walters makes it 4.
Well, I think he's had a great game tonight, Mark Walters. His distribution on the ball is brilliant, and this sums it up. Takes his time, beautifully flighted shot, knew exactly where he was going to put it. Super goal, see it from behind the goal. Sampson, no chance. Good effort. Played very well tonight, Mark Walters.
Well, Wolves have a 100% home record, which I'm sure is going to continue here. They've won all 3 league games here without even conceding a goal before tonight, and they've now scored 9. Powell helping it down for Hunt to cross, and Stowell made an easy catch. Confident running by Froggatt. He's easily got round Ronnie Whelan. Bull in the middle. No problem. Brilliant ball. Superb finish. Wolves 5, Southend 0. Steve Bull's last goal was against Sunderland here on the penultimate game of last season. Bully's back on the score sheet again.
Oh, but what a great run and cross by Stevie Froggatt. He left Ronnie Whelan for dead, which is maybe not so difficult, but a great run and cross, and Stevie Bull there. Wonderful football, wonderful football.
They're going to make a second substitution as well. Graham Bresington, the central defender, who came into the game with a knee injury, is going off to be replaced by Andy Edwards, another central defender.
I'm surprised he wasn't playing to start with Andy Edwards. He's not a bad player.
Peter Taylor, former Spurs and England man, manager of Southend, has had a night they want to forget as quickly as possible. Good ball. Thompson, of all people, arrived in the 6-yard box. Froggatt turns it back in again. Kelly is there. Corner kick. And that all came from what was almost a Southend goal at the other end.
Yes, it was a good move by Wolves again. In fact, Mike Stowell dropped a wicket there and was lucky to get away with it.
Mark Walters with the corner. Venus is on the near post. It's headed away by Dublin. Turned straight back in by Froggatt. Oh, that was so close. That would have been a brilliant goal as well.
Another faultless move by Wolves, really. Good corner in. Southend, you see the ball turned in, lovely. Good efforts.
Neil Emblem has had an outstanding night. Hone forward. Good little layoff then by Thompson. Poole turns it straight against Shirtliff. And Wolves could break here. Southend have committed a lot of men forward. And here's the man to exploit the spaces. Froggatt's taking it out, almost to the corner, and then whips a very good ball in. And it should really, in all honesty, have produced another Wolves goal. Kelly will be livid with himself for heading wide of target.
He will be, because actually it's straight on his head, and oh, he measured it as well, measured it wide. What another great cross from Froggatt.
Ronnie Whelan looks like he might have just tweaked the hamstring as well when he was brought down then.
There's not many times Ronnie Whelan would have been on the wrong end of 5.
Victory for Wolves by 5 goals to 0. Graham Taylor will know too that it was even more convincing than the scoreline suggests. Emblem, Kelly, Froggatt, Walters, Bull, they all inflicted the damage on Southend, who were totally out of their depth really all night. And Wolves, for the first time in 2 years, go to the top of the division. I think Billy Wright would have enjoyed that.
Your verdict on that tonight, Graham?
Well, it's a good win. You can't ask for anything more, can you? A 5-0 win at home, and I'm very, very pleased.
Top of the league as well, at least for 24 hours.
Yeah, well...
But you should be longer with a goal difference like that.
Well, I mean, the point is scoring goals now is very important in the division, and so we had an opportunity to get the goals today. We took them very well, so very, very pleased.
Just keeping in proportion, the opposition didn't look great tonight.
No, but it's not my job to talk about them, and you can only play against the opposition that's in front of you. And when that happens and you get a 5-0 win, then I think you say, well, OK, fine. You know, if we'd come away sort of 1-0 scrappy or 0-0, then I think you can be critical. But dependent, whatever the opposition is, to get a 5-0 win at home, you can't be critical.
Because managers are always greedy, did it worry that you missed so many chances?
No, because, I mean, you don't often score 5 and 6 goals in games. And, you know, it would have been unreal if all of them had gone in, because we'd been going into double figures. And, you know, when was the last time a league side scored double figures in a game? It very rarely, if ever, happens. So, no, it didn't worry me all that much that they were being missed.
And finally, Graham, people weren't sure whether you should come here, the mass supporters, but they certainly got behind you very quickly, and it must be pleasing to hear there's only one Graham Taylor.
Well, I mean, I know a few other Graham Taylors, actually. But, I mean, the Wolverhampton people have been brilliant. I could not have asked for a warmer reception from day one. They've been excellent. They're very, very warm-hearted. And they call a spade, and they like to see their team working, and hopefully we're going along the lines that they like watching.
Good to see you in business. Well done.
Thanks a lot.
Well, certainly Graham has got the joint jumping here. 23,608 people and only 214 from Southend. And at least for 24 hours, Jimmy, Wolves are top of the league.
Yes, and deservedly so, the way they played tonight. I mean, Southend offered little resistance. They look like a team that's going down. Wolves look like a team that's going up. And to be fair, you have to turn around and say that's the way it's got to be here. When you look at the stadium and you look at the history of the club and the way the whole situation is, they've got to be a Premier League side. And it looks as though they're going to become one, the way they played tonight, certainly.
Graham's a good manager, a good club manager.
Graham Taylor's a very good club manager. I've been a bit critical of him with regards to his England job. I think a lot of us had, and I still stand by saying that I don't think he was quite right for England. But he's got a great club record. He's been a good manager for other clubs, and he's a good manager at this club. There's no question about that.
You can't be critical of a team that's won 5-0, but they did have a lot of chances tonight.
They had a tremendous amount of chances, actually. I mean, there could have been 3 or 4 hat-tricks on the field. There wasn't. It's one of those games that, you know what it's like, when a team scores 5, they can always score 10. They were that much in control of the game right from the start. They were never going to get beat. They never looked in any danger at all. It was a magnificent performance by them.
So to answer your question at the start of the programme, is this a Premier Division team?
Oh, it's got to be. I mean, we were at Billy's funeral, dear Billy's funeral yesterday, and we saw the lads there, and they were immaculately turned out. They looked absolutely superb, smart in their club blazers. They were a credit to football and a credit to Wolverhampton Wanderers. And the way they played tonight, they were a credit to Wolverhampton Wanderers again. Billy would have been proud of them.
Such a shame that you didn't see them play this season.
There you are, but life goes on, and quite honestly, there's a lot of life in this club.
Yeah. What was the best goal for you tonight, Jimmy? There were some good ones there.
Oh, I think the Steve Ball goal. Not so much because Bully took it particularly well.
Thought he was a bit lucky with it.
Well, he was in many ways, but he did what all good strikers do. He played the ball back the way it was coming. But it was a great run from Froggatt, and it really was a superb cross and wonderfully finished.
So there you are, a good night at Wolves. Jimmy very impressed.
Oh, yes.
Bob?